So we're here with Gino, and we're going to talk about his C-10 here, which is pretty fucking sweet. So
thank you.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us about it?
Well, it's an 87 square body, original paint. It was built by a guy named Aaron Fauché out of Van Buren, Arkansas. His shop was Extreme Diesel. He's done a couple of come-in swaps before on a C-10, and he decided he wanted something different. So he took a first-generation Duramax LB7 with an Allison transmission and put it under this stock hood.
That's awesome. All right, let's pop the hood and take a look at it underneath.
And here it is.
Damn.
Yeah, everything is pretty stock on this, besides the turbo was upgraded a little bit to a larger Stealth 64 turbo. There is an 80s, early 80s, I guess, big block radiator just to cool this beast. Standalone wiring is a plug and play that was used to convert everything. The firewall was brought back several inches just to fit the engine.
Oh, of course. That's pretty slick, dude. The firewall is awesome on this thing.
Aaron and his shop, they did their homework. He made a lot of phone calls, and he wanted this to be a one-off. I have yet to see one like this, and it's been a few years now since I tried to purchase it from him a few years ago. But you can get the C10s that have common LS swaps, and to have a diesel in a C10, I think is just really cool to have.
That's super cool, dude.
Yes.
Does it roll coal?
It does. Hence my black smoke. People will walk up to it at a show, and it's a nice, clean, square body until they start staring at the engine. Yeah. And I guess when I got these personalized plates, that'll give someone an idea of that can only mean one thing. So if I do get on the gas, it does blow black smoke.
Super cool. Is this your?
So this is a fuse box here. This is just a cover.
Okay.
Yeah. So standalone, they did kind of a plug and play. When you do a conversion like this, from what I understand, I'm not a mechanic, but I was told that the wiring harness, everything's got to match up. If it doesn't, this thing won't run right. You had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron did his homework, and that was one thing that he contacted was, the shop to actually convert everything to where he doesn't have to cut and splice. Okay. It's just a wiring harness made for this engine specifically, and he made it work. So I've got Dakota digital gauges, and it's all true plug and play.
Sweet. What do you got for wheels on this thing?
So these are Centerlines 22-inch wheels. They're 22 by 9s up front.
Okay.
And in the back, they're 24 by 12s.
24 by 12s. Yep. Monsters.
Yep. So this thing went down. Aaron had sent it down to Texas at Drops R Us. They did the whole air ride system. They've got their front end from what I understand, from the rear frame back, it's all been reworked.
Okay.
The bed's raised. They kept the stock. This is a stock gas tank over here, but the bed was raised. It was the fenders were widened to fit these massive tires, and it's all custom done.
Awesome job. I mean, it looks factory.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole vision that Aaron had, was he wanted it to look completely stock.
Yep.
But when you start it up, everyone knows there's something else that this thing holds. And then they had the Allison transmission. It's a 6-speed Allison transmission. The transmission was so large. Ball Metal Fab, also in Arkansas, did the housing. They had to rip the seats out and did the sheet metal fabrication to have that on, because that hump was usually not there. But if you look at everything there, it's all with the billet touch. It's got the same style steering wheel as the wheels.
Oh, cool!
You see the badging with the Duramax badge on right above the glove box there.
Oh yeah, that's super cool.
Something I want to show you too, real quick, brother. Just go ahead and stay right there. Is when I told you about the glove box being deleted, pretty much, because the engine had to come. The firewall was built. Is I do not have a glove box. If you can look here.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, this is my glove box right here.
Okay.
I pointed out because people were like, wow, you have nothing. I said, no, that shows you how much was removed to make this work.
Has it got the factory AC?
No, Vintage Air is the AC system that I have.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all digital gauges. You know, this is where my air ride control is. It's kind of slick because I can kind of hide it, you know?
Yeah. Awesome, dude. This truck is sick.
I mean, if you kind of look at my seats, you know, you can kind of see the detail in here. You know, these are squares, you know, hence the square body version.
Yeah, super cool. Are these, is this a factory bench?
Correct.
Out of the truck?
It is.
Just
so when I was looking to purchase this from Aaron, one thing that we couldn't agree on is he could not fit an air conditioning system in this because of without dimpling or cowl induction hood to fit everything.
Okay.
So I ended up not buying the vehicle. The vehicle went to North Carolina. From North Carolina, it went to Atlanta. And then the guy I got it from, his name was Jonathan Forrest out of Slidell, Louisiana. He's the one that painted it and made it look the way it is. So the interior was done by a guy that was down there in Louisiana also.
It is super nice, dude.
Yeah, Jonathan comes from a family of painters. So he took the box off and replaced everything. I mean,
I like the headliner too. Is it suede?
Kind of
like microfiber type.
Yeah, it's some kind of suede.
Yeah, that's nice, dude.
I forgot the name. It doesn't come to mind.
Cool.
But see, a little bit of billet touch. You know, they've got these cool custom.
Oh yeah, gotta have
holders.
Cup holders.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Gotta have them. Nice, super nice, dude. And he did he do the dash cover as well?
Correct. Yeah, it was all reworked. You know, there's different companies that do. I mean, I think in Louisiana you've got there's probably several people that do interiors, but Jonathan has built several cars, so he sent it to the best because he
must have a different stereo system in here.
Yeah,
too,
so that's it's made to look stock, but it actually Bluetooths to the system because I've got an upgraded stereo system here. I mean, if I pull this down, you'll see the box. So it's got full JBL. Dude, yeah, this is a 10-inch woofer. It's an enclosed box. So I've got speakers that are also hidden in like the vents. They're up here. They're down here. I mean, the sound system, you got to have one when you have a nice truck like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, dude. I like it. Well, can we go for a cruise?
Sure, absolutely. AC, heat, stereo system.
AC blows cold. And it's hot today.
It is. I think it's going to be about 90 degrees. But as you know, you can tell it's not like overly done as far as like, you know, it's not loud or obnoxious, but, you know, we start to roll out and get on the gas and.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, she gets down.
Yeah, my wife loves this thing. She's the one that drives it a little more aggressively than I do. She used to race cars. With me, I've broken stuff before, and that costs money, so I'm a little more hesitant to get on the fuel. Although this thing was built just for that. It was built. It's got a really stout 4-link that was done by a race shop there in Van Buren, Arkansas, you know, to handle the torque that this thing holds. I've had it for a couple years and I put miles on it, you know. I like to go to more. We've got a bunch of kids and they're always doing their sports, so I kind of wish it was a little bigger. I could fit more kids in here. It's usually just me and my wife, so, and I don't mind. But I mean, it floats down the road.
Man, this thing rides so nice.
You know, it's a ride system I've had for years, but this one here rides the absolute best, and by far the fastest vehicle I've ever had. I mean, right now we're doing 65 and it's barely breathing.
Yeah,
you know?
Dude, it rides so nice.
You know. But yeah, if I want to get on the gas, I just.
Holy shit! Holy balls, dude!
That was 90 right there. It's
nice, allegedly. Damn, dude. Do you know what it has for horsepower?
You know, so I was told by Aaron that we're looking at about 600-ish.
Okay.
You know, I never got dynoed, but the transmission that's in here is a DT 750, and so that's good for up to 750 horsepower. 750. Yeah. Okay. He claims, you know, it's got an ECM and TCM tuner, and they're both. I've got like 4 different. I've got a dial I can turn it up 4 different ways, and you know, of course, I didn't buy it for gas mileage, but each time you decide to turn it up, it gets faster and faster.
Damn. I like this truck.
Yeah, so when Aaron did his homework on this engine, he contacted a guy out of Chicago that just said, you know, if you want to keep it reliable, you know, just go a couple of millimeters bigger on the turbo, stock injectors, you know, other than the tune that it has, it'll be more reliable for a daily driver, and that's what I think what Aaron had in mind. So, and it works really well, man. I've got 0 complaints. I can't even go to the gas station because this thing is such a conversation piece.
I bet, yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Yep. Yeah, dude, this truck is sweet.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with it. You know, I think that with an air ride system that this thing holds for as amount of power that it has, it's not too terrible.
I guess I didn't ask you what has it got for brakes? Has it got?
You know, so the brakes are they're disc brakes front and rear. It's, you know, I don't have one thing that I would like to upgrade to is some larger brakes. I mean, okay. I would like to stop a lot harder than I do now.
Are they like a factory size disc brake then?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. You know, my calipers are painted red, but I'd really like to change it to a Willwood setup.
Okay.
It just costs money, and right now I don't have it, so I'm gonna wait. That's one thing that I'd like to actually upgrade to, and I think that's pretty much all I want to do if I were to do anything else to this vehicle. I mean, I bought it done. Yeah. There is nothing I would really. I mean, maybe change the entire chassis so I can lay frame, but I'm okay with the way it is now. Right now, the transmission is so large that it sticks below the frame line, which it still looks like it's laying on the ground, and I can't complain.
See, pick up the rolling coal
on the side, I think. Ready?
Yeah. God, dude, that diesel trucks just make power, man.
You know, that was when I was talking to Aaron when he first did it. You know, I asked him. I said, "So what made you do this?" He goes, you hear about swaps all the time. You got the LS swaps. People do Cummins swaps.
Yeah.
Well, you know, this is a Chevy vehicle. We went to Chevy Duramax. Yeah. When I tell people, you know, you hear swaps all the time. When you start talking about diesel swaps, it gets people attention, especially out in the area we live in. You know, a lot of diesel trucks around here, and you know, people read my license plate, and if I pull over to a gas station and whatnot, that's the first thing that they asked me about was, you know, this thing must be a diesel because you put black smoke on the.
Yeah, you don't hear of a lot of people doing a Duramax swap on anything. It's usually a Cummins.
Exactly, but I think that as the years go on, last couple of years, you know, you can go on YouTube and you can see that there are many individuals that have tried to put them in like 4x4s, and they succeeded. Yeah. So it is becoming more common. It's just that it takes a certain mechanic in order to put this thing in the truck. All the motor mounts had to be refabricated. Yep. And Aaron did all that in his shop in Extreme Diesel in Arkansas. So
this thing just rides like a new factory truck.
So,
I mean,
I would agree. But our roads in town are not the best, so I do have spots where, I really have to survey the road.
Yeah.
But when you get out on the highway, especially on like 29 heading down south or even north, it floats.
Yeah.
They say that, and I could attest to that too. It's like it rides like a Cadillac, the guys down at Drops R Us in Texas, they built so many vehicles that they know what it takes. That's a reputable shop that Aaron sent it down there, and he sent it down there. I think he had it trucked down there, and they did the full front and rear and raised the bed and widened the fenders to fit these big wheels and tires. And when he got it back, it was a plug and play. He turned it on and started working on something other. The 4-link had to be done because I think he was giving it a bunch of fuel, and the truck will get sideways. Well, he found out that you need to brace that stuff because the rear end is getting really squirrely.
Okay.
So that's when the race shop down there put in a 4-link, and he was bending 4 links left and right. So they had they did something to make it a lot more stout to handle the torque. And I guess when you have a diesel that comes with more torque, you're going to want to have that rear end be solid.
I'm sure with 600 horse, you probably got somewhere close to 1,000 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, Aaron didn't mention that. I don't ever take it up that high, but I'm sure it's capable of that. I like having a vehicle and having that and not need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I do need it, it's there.
Was that a cool truck or what? Gino is an awesome dude. He has got so many other vehicles that we need to see. That's not the last you're going to see of Gino. Big thanks to Gino for letting us come over and look at his truck. Like and subscribe. There's going to be more to come. Thanks.